don't know what I'm doing.
Put that Star Wars shit in the fucking frame.
It was pretty rad.
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
All right, hey, Blasphemers, hang tight. The Toledo Photo Guy is our guest, and we're about to start the show right now. Hey, Blasphemers, welcome to Simple Blasphemy, where we have the best times with the worst topics.
We're three friends that discuss everything and nothing, from wacky headlines to games and trivia. All subjects bizarre and risque are on the table.
Our weekly guests range from friends, musicians, and artists to professionals in a variety of industries.
We go live on Facebook and YouTube every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern.
Want to support the show? Join our Patreon. You can find it and more at www.simpleblasphemy.com.
So grab a drink and join in!
It's too late now. This is Simple Blasphemy.
All right. Woo! All right. Welcome to the Simple Blasphemy podcast, all you blasphemers out there. My name is Zach Ward, and I have here with me always Andy.
RoboCop says, drop it. Drop it.
Oh, wow.
Or there will be trouble. Trouble.
And also Mr. Zach Green, the cleaner.
I hope I have enough power on my phone to make it through the entire show!
Why does your fucking remote shit look better than your home shit?
Does it really?
Ooh,
This is
Yeah,
my new-
you
this is
look
my new
fucking
i-
amazing.
This is my new iPhone 8 that I got from a neighbor.
Oh my god. Look at the background. He's got the Japanese original 77 Star Wars poster over his right shoulder, a bubbly in his left hand, and the Star Wars pinball machine.
That's
All
a
right.
nice pinball machine.
All right, we'll get an update on that in just a second. All the info on the show can be found at simpleblasphemy.com. And if you click that like, share, subscribe button, you will receive 5 years of what this week, Andy?
Seltzer water will not make you burp.
Oh, that's pretty sweet. So please remember to like, share, and save and donate. Who knows? As mentioned, this week's guest is Toledo Photo Guy, a.k.a. my buddy, Jason. Jason, what's happening?
What's going on? Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Let's do a little scramble here, just in case. And padam.
Don't make me any bigger than I already am.
Oh, so two questions, Jason, to get to know you better. What is the worst job you've ever had, aside from when we worked together at Steven's restaurant?
The worst job I ever had. Let's see. I started working when I was 10 for my dad. And he always yell at me and never pay me when he said he would. I was a dishwasher. I made $2 an hour if he paid me. That was pretty bad.
Now, was this the kitchen that you worked
Yeah, I was in the kitchen. I was a dishwasher on weekends. I was 10 years old. Family businesses, man. It's
Yeah.
what
No, wait a
happened.
minute. Was this this was Stevens?
Oh,
No.
No, Stevens was later on when I was out of high school.
But so what was the family business? Was it like a
It was a restaurant up in Michigan, small town. Probably never heard of it. I'm from Petersburg. There's
never
a small diner up there.
I know exactly what you're talking about because
They're in Michigan.
Well, I'm from Petersburg.
I'm basically from South Petersburg. If you really want to get,
There is no South Petersburg.
Well,
I'm from
everything South
Detroit.
Petersburg.
his Peter goes south. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, well, and
I'm in my 40s. Jesus.
Oh,
so yeah, I'd say that.
It's like scooping a talcum powder bottle. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, don't
Sorry,
apologize
Jason.
for talking about your powdered
so
semen.
worst job you've ever had was working with the folks, being a dishwasher. I could see that. The other question I've been asking trying to remember to ask all the guests is, what is your idea or what's your thoughts about the word equality?
Equality. everyone being equal. And then beyond that, it's up for interpretation. Equal to me might be different than what's equal for you.
Yeah.
Equality.
God, we haven't had a dumb answer to that question yet.
Yeah. So we're gonna.
And that
I
that's
didn't
not
write
a dumb.
anything down. I
That's
didn't
not
try.
a damn. That's no, and that's a fucking screwball. Because we go from like, so what's your superpower? What you got going on? What's the worst job? Tell me about equality.
Yeah.
Well, I will say this: it's been going on up there for a few years now, being a white male, and how. And I say this, I'm saying it to other white men, but every time I say it to anyone else, they're just like, "Oh, poor baby." But it's been like we've had a target on our back for the last couple of years. So equality, privilege, all that. It's like no matter how bad, like you say, what's my worst job? As a white male, it can never be as bad as somebody else's. So it's like stop your whining, white male. So
it's given us a chance to reassess everything that we think about and what we consider good, bad, equal, otherwise.
Yeah.
Eventually, I want to compile all these equality answers and put them into a montage. Hopefully for some special occasion, whether it's Pride Month next year or something that's part of the reason why I'm doing it. We've got, famous musicians saying their side of it, all different colors, and hopefully a bunch of men and women, different responses, just to see collectively. It's like this little project I'm trying to stir. Now, before we dive into a little bit of Jason's world, I do want to let everybody know that we are going to be doing a new segment here, which is going to, we haven't properly named it yet. Maybe you can help. Julio probably can definitely help. But what we're going to do is show you a video such as, let's say, this.
Jesus Christ. Is that Mr. Bean? Was that Mr. Bean?
Dude, how many times did it take for you to freeze it, or for them to freeze it right when you hit the windshield?
So what we're going to do is we are going to basically going to do some OnStar training, but things that you would say that would get you fired. So we're going to have some fun with that a little later in the show. We do have some, I can't wait. We do have some news that you need to know as well. But let me just pull up a couple pictures really quickly. Jason, you were in the banking industry, or you ran branch management, right? Of banks.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was in bank management for 13 years. And at the same time, I started my photo business after Best Buy, which the banking industry was very lucrative just because it's like 80% women and they're all young, getting married. So I was able to get a lot of jobs from the bank. And
whoa. I didn't put those two and two together.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. And then, with the bank being a Monday through Friday, I was able to be a weekend warrior with my business, and it grew from there. And then 5 years ago, I finally went full time.
Okay.
Left the bank.
Really quickly, just a couple examples. I mean,
oh, that's awesome.
You do some really, really cool. You got a good eye and
good setup.
The only reason why now this lady on the far right looks like a panty is showing.
Wow.
There was so much showing all the time. Like that's out of the 15 shots, that's probably the least panty you're gonna see.
So
I don't want any. Listen, lady on the right, I don't want any lip from you.
Yeah, she gave lip. Yeah,
both of them.
Okay, well, there's got to be questions that I can already hear everybody in the chat. In fact, you can, if you have any questions, Julio, or Terry, just shoot them this way. What people want to know about wedding photography? You are one of the few people that get to go behind the scenes as the night is being, prepared. Mm-hmm. You do the the photo shoots,
You
such
get
as
to hear
like,
all the surprises that the brides and the
Right.
grooms have for their significant others, because that
this.
happens. It happens. They always like, well, this is what's going to happen at 7:00. Oh, wait, you're the photographer. Here's what I need you to do at 7:00.
Right. Yeah. Sometimes with photography, you're handed other tasks, and a lot of people don't realize, out of the dozen or 15 vendors that you have at a wedding, the photographer is one of the only ones that's there from beginning to end.
Yeah.
Whereas everyone else comes and goes. You got the caterer, the DJ's really there just for the reception. And if you have a wedding coordinator, they're there most of the day too. But
Awful ass, useless ass officiants.
right,
Like
yeah,
me.
yeah. So yeah, I get sent on other jobs a lot. Just to, part of my job is to keep the stress away from the couple. So I'm happy to do it.
Good.
Now, what's like one of the most odd requests? I mean, did you ever have hey, this is the first Brazilian wax I've ever had.
These are my labia.
Can you take a picture of it so I can see what it really looks like? Or
Do you have the wide angle lens?
I've had couples ask me to shoot an intimate session or boudoir session. I've had people ask me to shoot them while they're intimate together.
Consummating.
Yes.
like the moment.
And I
think Duran called that the reflex.
Yeah. Never did it though. I didn't want to put my name on that one. But when you're in the girls' dressing room, because I'm a guy, I mean, I usually have female assistants, but by the time I'm there with them, I've worked with them. I've been with them for hours. They're comfortable with me.
They're going to show you their stuff anyway.
They really aren't, too shy by then. So if something pops out or something lifts up, it's fine.
You're a gentleman.
I keep it professional. It's not something that ends up in the final album.
You want their little sister to hire you eventually.
Yeah, and honestly, that's what it is I want to continue, that momentum and get more business. So, and you're not going to do that by taking pictures of lips all day.
All right, so Julio's got a photographer question: PAS or full manual?
Oh God, full manual.
Always full manual with the weddings, unless if the A is for aperture priority, I assume he's saying, or maybe auto, but I never do auto. Aperture priority, if you're going indoors and outdoors, the camera will adjust to the lighting, so you don't have to deal with that. So I might switch to that, but it's usually just full manual.
Jason's over here like, I want it manual and I want it raw.
Yes.
Ooh.
Actually, you shoot raw.
Yes, you're supposed to.
Yes.
If you want everything, you want that full everything.
Yes. Yeah.
So Jason, with the wedding photography, if I were to be a critic, I would say that people that don't have like the correct balance of horizon, and if when I have a photographer, I always tell them I don't want any pictures portrait style. I want them all landscape, just because of the size, the detail you're getting. You can make a portrait picture out of a landscape. It feels like you just lose way too much data going up and down. Personally, what are some of the pet peeves you see from other people's work that you don't do?
Well, I mean, art is art, so you have to assume that everybody's doing what they're showing on purpose. But I work with a lot of people today, not so much 15 years ago, but and it happens all the time. People pick up a camera and they're like, "Oh, I got a nice camera. I'm going to be a photographer." You would never pick up a hammer or a scalpel and say, "Oh, I'm going to be a carpenter today or a surgeon." So but everyone thinks they're a damn photographer.
So it pisses you off when it says, "Wow, you take good pictures. You must have a nice camera."
Right.
Are you fucking kidding me?
And I have to say, "Oh, you make good meals. You must have a nice stove." You say stuff like that. But I've learned to be okay with the fact that the market being oversaturated with photographers, there's enough business to go around, and I'm to a point now where people seek me out because of my work, not because of my prices as much. I mean, prices matter, but 10 years ago, I was trying to wheel and deal to get every job. Now I can be more selective, but some of the
word of mouth.
Right, word of mouth being the best.
It is. It's seriously. It is what sticks to you. People's words stick to you much better than advertisement that you can't see beyond the 2D paper that you're reading or 2D web graphic that you're reading. If I can say to somebody, man, I really like this dude's work, I really want them to be my person.
Yes, and I've met a lot of photographers that are great behind the camera, but they don't know a damn thing about, customer service or even speaking to people. They're just technical with the camera and they just want to shoot. And I, and Zach can speak to this. I'm more warm. I warm up to people pretty well, and I like to interact and make them laugh. And by the time we're at the end of the day, brides are hugging me. We're having shots with the groom and the groomsmen. We're just having a good time, and that's part of the job.
We're all in bed together and wake up.
Yeah, I mean,
you wake up and there's this chick that wants you to take a shot of her labia, or a shot off her labia.
Yeah, that only happened twice. And
navel.
So because in so many different disciplines, and just jobs and whatnot, what gets you inspired because you're always, you're constantly doing wedding? What inspires you to keep getting better and move forward?
Well, I mean, I think that is partially due to my constant need to want to get better. I have to constantly be moving, just so I can improve my craft, because I will be in the middle of my wedding season and find myself in a rut, just kind of trying to avoid doing cookie cutter stuff. But I want to go to each wedding and try something different. And whether it fails or not, I'm going to go out of my comfort zone and try some sort of shot that's different than before, so that they have something unique. Now, the flip side is they'll go to my website and they'll see shots they like and they want me to repeat that. And that's cool. I like that. But what inspires me to grow is just that constant need to create new stuff for people so that it's not cookie cutter.
But it seems like it's like design. So you have somebody that points a graphic to you, and they're like, I want my stuff to look like this. And while that is easy for an artist to do or a designer to do, we kind of want to push our stuff. We want to be the one that comes up with something. Even if it's way in the back of our head, we wanted to be the first person that had the wedding party running away from the imaginary Godzilla that you're going to fucking Photoshop in there later on. Right?
Yes.
And yes, we want to be able to have the thing that other photographers look at and be like, yeah, man, I want to do this. Oh, this sounds like a good idea. Or I saw this on Pinterest, of all things, for the love of God. There's a degree of innovation, but then there's also making your money.
And I struggle with that sometimes, honestly, because I know how to create a great album. I know what fits in that. But I also want to put things in that are new that I can pull out and be kind of a showcase for that particular wedding. And there are some weddings that I've done in the past where I never show another photo of it ever, because I'm just not happy with it. It wasn't creative enough. The bride and groom were just too, stiff,
starchy.
Blah.
So it is what it is on that. But I try to bring my A game, and I try to bring them out of their comfort zone. And I'd say 80% of the time it works. And I usually can pull out of a 500 or 600 photo album, I can pull out a dozen images that I can continue to use to inspire me to keep creating new stuff.
It seems like a really good trade-off.
Yeah. If you go to my website and look,
post it.
ToledoPhotoGuy.com.
God, we're ready for that shit.
.com.
I try to, install new things that I haven't done before. So not all the pictures look similar. There's a nice variety. And, like last year sucked. It did. COVID really drained a lot of, photographers, literally and, I guess figuratively.
See, and I'm not like I'm not a wedding photographer. I do my thing, my efficient thing. I still did 3 or 4 weddings last year, and only because they were things that I thought were so goddamn important.
Right. But
and I still like masked up. I was really I was a flightless bird in the middle of a lava field. I was so scared about what was going on.
yeah, there was, that April, May, June, when we weren't doing much, and then it got into July and people are starting to open up a little bit more.
Yeah, I just gotta fucking get married now.
Yeah, some people had the right idea. They were like, no, we were going to do 250 people. Now we're going to do 25 in our backyard, and it's going to be intimate, and we're still going to get married. Some people were like, no, we're going to wait till next year.
Mm-hmm.
And then other people just canceled. I had, out of my 36 weddings I had booked, I lost 28 of them.
Oh, wow.
So you ended up doing as many things as I ended up doing.
Yeah. And that's not counting the photo, because I do photo booth as well. 100% of those got canceled. So it's bouncing back. It's second half of 21.
Oh no, yeah, stuff's coming back around. Sure. I'm glad to say it to my kids that things are not going to forever be awful. They'll look very nice though.
And I don't know what particular style. People ask me what kind of style I have, and I don't know how to answer that. If you heard of the Knot or Wedding Wire, any of those places that advertise for wedding photographers, they have classical, modern, I don't know which one that is, but
Can you say Baroque?
Baroque? No. I don't know if I can say I'm broke, but I'm not Baroque. But I do shoot for emotion. I look for shots that aren't posed. So there's a lot of candids, a lot of photojournalistic shots. And a lot of the responses I get is they really enjoy that because they don't feel like they're constantly being posed all day. So that stiffness goes away. So it becomes a more natural laugh or cry or hug. So,
yeah. Julio has one more question for you. Favorite filters?
Honestly, I don't use filters. I do use HDR. I use it a little too much when I do real estate and stuff like that. But I really do not like to use filters because when I see a picture and I can tell you what filter you used, it takes away from that. And it doesn't mean that using filters is wrong. I got away from using them. I do a lot of post work on my photos. If you ask me what my favorite tool is on Photoshop or whatever, I could tell you that. But HDR is really the only one that I actively seek out to use for certain situations.
I think if you apply HDR tastefully, and I also think that real estate photography is about 5 years behind everybody else because you're just now getting into the lenses that encompass the entire room and make it look bigger. You're just now getting into the HDR stuff that shows off the texture that's going on. Like where before it was, man, everything looks like a 200 square foot room.
Right.
Why is everything so tired
yeah,
and tiny?
It blows my mind that I still see people taking pictures of like a corner of a room. And it's like, what are you doing?
Here's where my grandmother's sewing machine used to be before she passed away, hunched over for 4 weeks.
Or, like take a picture of a ceiling fan. It's so.
Well, hey, thanks for sharing all that stuff. It's interesting. It's always fun. The show is kind of turned into, hey, let us introduce, one of our buddies to all of our friends, kind of a thing. And we actually have a lot of feelers out for lining up some guest folks on that front. So be prepared. We're going to be stacking the deck here for the summertime.
There's some shit that I heard earlier today that I still don't believe.
Yeah, we'll announce a big one next week. He did choose 2 Tuesdays from today. So
oh my,
I'll put together a little thing, and we've got a big guy coming on. So next up, folks, we're going to do some OnStar training, and the whole. And in case you're not familiar with OnStar, basically in your vehicle, there is a method that if you get in a car accident, somebody will contact you and basically can call you an ambulance or police officer or whatever. Even if you're not in an accident and you need somebody, that's what that's. Go ahead, Green.
What about if your subscription ran out for OnStar? Can they still call and
They
get
do.
you an ambulance?
regularly.
By the
do?
way, Green, save that because I'm going to pretend that I'm the one in the car accident, and you guys are going to give the incorrect messages to the person that's in need of help. Okay,
Zach, that's yours.
so I've got some audio crashes lined up, and then we'll just kind of go around the panel, and then basically you are going to intentionally get fired from being an OnStar person. All right, so let me just give one more example, and then
I think this shit's genius.
let's
This should be a regular for you. I think that you got something here.
That's
This
a
is
good
like
one.
this is
You didn't steal this from anybody, did you? Is this a new?
No.
Is this like, oh
this
no!
is like, this
Oh
is
my
like
god!
karaoke for you.
Woohoo!
You should ride this one out.
all right. Here we take it home. Here we go.
Freshly prepared and ready to
So after the clip, whoever is going to be taking the lead on the clip will have to start saying, in some way, shape, or form, OnStar, is this an emergency? Except you can do it incorrectly, of course, but that's what you're supposed to say, I believe. So are we ready? Andy,
guess.
Andy, why don't you go first? I'm going to play the same clip.
Hang on. I got to drink some of this Huan Mas Chili Jesus before I continue this.
I am going to take the part of the person that is in the car accident. Andy, you're up first. So after the clip's over, you got to dive into it, okay?
freshly prepared and ready to
OnStar.
Shit!
OnStar. Which part of Florida did you get your meth?
Oh, God. Hello?
Were you in Ocala, Florida? Did you smoke the meth through your anus?
Hey, guy. Can I speak to your manager?
Hey, guy.
Hey.
I'm gonna get you fired, motherfucker.
All right. I mean, okay. We get the idea. Green, you're up next. Here is your clip. Okay, here you go. Oh, my fucking head! Hello? Hello?
This is silence because your car is over 150,000 miles and it's not even working anymore.
I'm sorry, you need to re-up your OnStar subscription. I was gonna scream, "Oh
You
Jesus
don't-
Christ,
you don't
what
even get
happened?"
that, but the speaker doesn't work anymore. No,
You're riding you're in a GM car, aren't you?
All right, Jason.
you get nothing.
Nothing,
Okay.
and you will not like it.
It's like the
All
old
right,
days.
Jason, here's yours. Here we go. Fucking hood!
Hello? Are you okay?
Hey, man, this motherfucker just hit me with his Mercedes.
Are they supposed to swear at us? Hello? Are you okay, sir? I saw that you hit a car. Do you need medical assistance? I can, sorry, it's my first day. I don't even drive. I ride a bicycle to work. I don't even know. I mean,
I rode a moped once, but I fell off of it. My uncle got mad at me.
can you get out of the vehicle?
Terry says, OnStar says, Did you come back up before the impact? All right. All right.
Boy.
Andy, here you go. Here is your next car crash. Here we go.
There was a lot of anger in that.
OnStar, did you maintain the precious? OnStar, is the one ring secure?
That was a very aggressive.
Oh,
Man.
this is too much fun. All right, Zach Green, here you go. Zach Green.
I fucking love this.
How did you? Hi, this is OnStar. How did you stop time?
OnStar,
Like
how did you gain control of time and space?
There was a glitch in the Matrix.
yeah, definitely.
OnStar,
One more.
Dude, is that a green air
It seems to be like
it?
that looks like Andy's O face.
if you remember correctly,
You were always,
how do you know you were always facing the other
I
way?
was gonna say, weren't you always behind him?
Yeah, I was counting your back hairs.
Oh, that wouldn't take too long.
Oh man, yeah, that's funny.
he says in such an intonement. Yeah, that's funny.
OnStar, records show you have exceeded your accident quota. Please buy a bicycle.
You can actually trade your car in for one if you get the hood spot.
All right.
Oh man,
That's a good one. That's a good one.
that's funny.
All right, Jason, you're up next.
Oh,
Here you go.
it's not fucking raining. Why are your wipers? I can see how you saw McDonald's and wanted to turn, but you were going ludicrous speed.
Couldn't you handle it?
Listen here, McNapoleon Dynamite.
Gosh,
God. Oh.
Oh,
the wipers are going. It's not even raining.
all right. Let's see if anybody else in the chat has a good one. Let's show it one more time. Here we go.
God, it sounds like was that Nicolas Cage? Did he get into a car accident? Oh,
I can't hear the audio or anything.
I mean, basically, it was just onomatopoeia, right? It wasn't even like words. It was like, "Ow!"
reenacting his accident now. Anger.
All right, we got two more, and we'll just leave it up to everybody, I suppose, at this point. And hey, if you like this stuff, mention something in the comments, and we'll do more of it. And heart it.
Where's
or
the
like
comments
it,
at? I want to do more of this.
Here we go. Car crash number 7. This is for the whole panel. You can say what you would say.
That
Man.
dude just shat his pants and it went all over the windshield.
What in Street Fighter just happened?
What happened is that we had an actual good use of windshield wipers.
Yes, there was shit on the windshield.
Shit.
And he
That
wiped them
seriously
off.
looked like Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome's like third
We will
act
send
just
you an
exploded.
ambulance for using your wipers correctly. Thank you.
Green, do you have any comments on?
No, the videos really aren't coming through for me. That's
Okay.
it's no sound. And it's really choppy.
Well,
so I
what
can't
would-
get the gist of it.
But
But
it's
what
Star
would you
Wars
say?
is sweet.
Yeah, what would you say if somebody's feces went splattering over your windshield as you were trying to take a Michigan left?
I'd be like, well, it's spotty. I can't tell what happened to you, but I think
It's still it's spotty.
It's spotty.
It's spotty.
All right.
Man, that's a better answer than anybody that actually saw the video. It's just
Um,
spotty.
This is the last and final one. Here we go.
I don't know why he had to take out that white car. It did nothing.
Nailed it.
You know you pressed the gas when you saw the white car.
That was a McDouble. One more
I don't know,
time.
that
Hold
was-
on. Hold on, Andy. One more time. Let's see this.
I'm going to say that the beep that happened right afterward was cunt.
Oh man, I'm missing the greatest part.
Did you
Where'd
notice?
the other car go? It just
That's-
disappeared.
That's what I was just gonna say. It looked like the thing just left.
Yeah, he's like, I'm out.
Yeah.
Guy was screaming 4-letter fucking words at me. And
Hogan. Green. Now in Detroit, when you were growing up, is this all common for? Was it all car crashes at all time?
Oh, yes, especially on 8
Yeah.
Mile. I mean, literally, people would drive like they're like literally aiming for you.
Oh, I mean they'd
Yeah.
steer the boat like.
that's fucking terrifying.
I've seen this. It was right on the side of me. This one lady comes in sideways and stops right at the light, like sideways. She didn't have.
She
anti-lock
drifted
brakes.
into the light.
Huh? No, like she locked them up. She obviously an old car that didn't have anti-lock brakes,
Yeah,
and she
yeah.
slid in sideways and stopped like perfectly, but sideways. She didn't go through the light or anything.
She strafed in.
Well,
She blocked both lanes.
Straight, yes.
No,
I
but there's a lot of. I mean, there's a lot of people that get hurt or killed, in a lot of those 8 Mile crashes that I've seen and stuff like that, and it's not good, man. Because a lot of those vehicles are just like 30, 40 years old, and they don't have a lot of the safety features that modern cars have. I'm not kidding you. I seen this one dude that was actually driving his car with vice grips where the steering wheel was.
Nice.
wow.
Do any of you guys have dash cams? I keep thinking about getting one.
Julio
Yeah,
was
Julio.
talking about that. I don't. I used to use my iPhone that I would just sit up there, but I don't really go that many places anymore.
So, just to wrap this whole segment up, we do actually appreciate the OnStar service. It's just for all you people out there that think, what are these dicks trying to make fun of OnStar people? We're just
Was there anybody that actually thought that?
I don't know.
And I still want to ask the question because I know
Yeah.
Ray and Rachel's Cobalt that's nearing 400,000 miles. We stopped paying for OnStar like long time ago. We just let it run out. So, I mean, what happens if you get in an accident? Do they just like, they didn't fucking pay for it?
You know what?
Fuck
From
'em.
what I remember, the actual emergent thing that happens is a 911 call. So if it's not like I got a flat tire on the side of the road 2 miles away from my house, it's more like I'm bleeding, my leg is cut off. And they're like, well, we're sending somebody right now.
Oh, but like if you hit something or something, will they still call you?
I'm
If you let
pretty
the
sure they will.
subscription run out?
911 is required to work. That's the only thing I think is required to work.
I mean,
with
how?
that.
And another question is, how far out there do you have to get and sporadic with your driving? Because I know a lot of times, especially in the winter, I love to fucking do e-brake slides with their car. Like through intersections or something. Like a desolate intersection. Where
Are you doing
pull up-
e-brake slides again?
You pull
Can
up in
we
the
do
e-brake
that?
and you fucking spin the car around and you try to make it go straight again.
Next time we get over 6 inches of snow, we're just going out and doing e-brake slides.
But I never got a call. Like, hey, are you okay? Your car is spinning around in circles.
Are you fucking dead? We're sending a couple of trained monkeys in a tow truck out to
It
get
doesn't
you.
matter. The car is so old, nothing works on it anymore.
I've never had a car with OnStar. I'm not cool like that.
See? You marginalized our guest, Zachary.
Huh?
He's got OnStar and he's abusing it. I've never had the privilege of having it.
I call up OnStar and ask them to order me some fucking Burger King.
Listen, when we bought that car back in 2009, it was one of the cheapest cars you could get, and I think we paid $13,000 for it, and it was just like a bare minimal of anything. We have window cranks.
Nice.
You have manual locks. It's a 5-speed. You know, there's nothing fancy about it, and it just happened to come with OnStar. But we're just like, fuck this. We're not going to pay for this.
You have to punch the ceiling 4 times in a row to get OnStar to activate. That's the only problem.
Well, her little antenna, I know since then on the top, that transmit has been missing for I don't know how long. So
I stole it back when he worked in Detroit.
oh, probably.
I figured if I didn't do it, somebody else was going to do it, so I did you a favor.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks for making it like an old car again for me.
Oh, God, you're welcome.
Where the government's not in my passenger seat when I'm driving.
No, you're not allowed to have the government in your passenger seat.
I mean, sometimes what happens if I want to fucking, you see those trailers on the side of the highway that they have the ramps down. One day I might just want to be like, man, I want to hit this, man.
That was the Grand Theft Auto dream, man.
I know. I might want to do that one day. And I don't want OnStar calling my ass.
Wait a minute. Zach hasn't talked in a while. Is Zach muted?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, I did.
Zach
I did
was
mute
muted.
myself.
I saw you doing stuff, and you were singing 76 trombones and shit.
That makes-
everything I was saying was not.
God,
important.
we went off on a tangent, and I'm like,
That
man,
makes
this
more sense.
tangent's way longer than it
Well, it
should
seems
be.
like, you know what's even stranger? It seems
Hold
like
on.
You guys were like, oh, they still
Hold
can't
on.
hear me.
I muted myself because I was eating my cherry and I must not have.
Wait, are you
properly-
talking about Ward or me?
So here we go.
Ward.
I don't.
Julio says New Hampshire
Ward,
OnStar.
not you.
Is
No,
that a deer you just hit? Was it a buck? How many points? So
10-point buck gets you $1,000.
okay. So moving on, we're gonna jump into the news you need to know. We're getting close to this thing goes by way too fast. And by the
Seriously, this is where you're about to see us all climax.
way,
And my battery's about to die, so if I end up like disappearing,
okay, well let's go.
Know that Zach Green climaxed.
Here's the news you need to know. 42-year-old hotel pool crasher claims she got arrested for looking too damn hot in her bikini. A Florida woman was arrested on a disorderly intoxication. Charges claim the only reason the cops were called while she was at a hotel pool was that the manager saw her in her bikini and was like jealous that her body looked so good. According to the police, this is this lady here for the video, folks.
Ooh, got milk?
She looks like an elf. A wood elf.
Yeah, I mean, once again, Florida in the news.
Damn.
Yeah. Do you think that people get jealous because somebody looks so good? I mean, that doesn't
Yeah.
make. Oh, okay.
Oh,
All right.
I think that needs to be more normalized because I think that a lot of girls that say they don't look good need to get that emboldenment of like where I do look good.
I haven't seen a actual female face except for profile shots without a filter because everyone wants filters. That's the
Everybody
first
looks
time
like
I've seen
Elsa
it.
from Frozen.
Yeah, now they're doing the Disney shit.
Mine didn't
Yeah.
come out so good.
Oh, I look pretty handsome actually.
I looked like I was prematurely ejaculating.
Oh.
Thanks, Disney.
Next news article on the docket here,
Let's go ahead and
folks.
skip that.
Maine, so Julio, not too far from you, may legalize Viking-style funerals and let you literally go out in a blaze of glory. Now,
Nice.
Do we just shoot fire arrows at the boat?
yeah,
Like
I
how
mean,
many how many chances do we get?
now
as
if
many as fire arrows you have.
if there was a time you wanted to hire a photographer,
This funeral's 4 hours long, and we ran out of arrows twice.
Motherfucker, I did a long exposure of the brother shooting the fire arrow at his brother's funeral pyre.
and you know there's
400 yards away.
there's some lady with that 2-foot long Aquanet bottle and a lighter, a big lighter, trying to I mean, does this fall into the freedom of religion thing? I mean, should you be able to make a boat and put a loved one's body on it and set it afire? I mean,
probably not in public places, or
Well, do you think so? That's a business opportunity for somebody with a large private area.
Man, I think that's.
There's
a
theme
private
parks
thing.
everywhere. We can definitely have a funeral theme park.
Detroit would be a nice place to do that.
I mean,
Want to get dropped off a building?
There's a few things in Detroit you could probably set on fire, and it'd be better for it.
There's a lot of wide open spaces in Detroit now because there's been a lot of fires.
Do you want to burn somewhere unique in Detroit? Because
be cremated.
We can make that happen at Double Zack Incorporated.
Yeah. See, that reminds me of my always go-to favorite movie, UHF by Weird Al, where his Plots Are Us, where they're like, and he's like,
it's only a matter of time before satire hits the gravestone.
And like, come and enjoy our, our buffet or whatever. But I don't know. I mean, I think that it would be pretty damn cool if you had a twig boat and you had, especially a loved one that you didn't particularly care for, and archery set.
I mean, it would have to burn pretty hot for it to be, movie fire quality.
I mean, there could always be a remote button.
Oh yeah,
that if no one was really
safe, like, okay, they get 60 shots. If they miss, we're torching it.
Junior, your aunt and I have some questions. Why have all of a sudden you've become really good friends with your Uncle John? Like, are you trying to get something out of this? Are you trying to get like the estate or the tractors or something? And it's like, no, motherfucker, I just want to shoot an arrow at his dead body.
I mean, if this becomes a thing, I may choose my religion to be like, Norse religion and Valhalla and all that. I could do that because I like fire. I do.
Skull.
Yeah.
So I the only thing I would do if this was my place of business, like I was running, and which sounds like fun, is I would have, like, it'd have to be for rich people probably, but you could have a small powder keg.
If you hit it right, if you got the aim, you can make this shit fucking awesome.
There's probably rich people in some sort of skull and bones place that's doing this right now anyway. I mean, you give somebody $1 million, they're going to give you a boat and some fire.
Now, how pissed would you be that like the first person that shot the arrow blew the whole fucking thing up? Like,
that would suck. That's like, throwing the softball at the target and dropping the person in the water.
First go.
Can you imagine being somebody that's got such like a fetish of how they want to die, to where they pay millions and millions of dollars to get on a really famous roller coaster in Cedar Point, but it's their corpse and they don't have the restraint.
And then you find
that at certain points, because you got bets.
You place bets on where
bets,
you're going to fly out.
And then you have a vest on them, and you have people standing in the parking lot with guns. And this motherfucker flies off the Iron Dragon, which is not that big of a deal.
I was going to say, that's like
you can fly off that.
If you like the Iron Dragon, then you're willing to do the fucking work.
The demon drop would be weird.
The demon drop's dead.
Dude, the demon drop
in Mexico right now.
It would have to be the Top Thrill Dragster. And the second you get to the top, you're just like, all right, that's 30 people shooting.
A fast target moving.
Oh my god!
All right, that's a little bit much for me. But what my bigger question is watching the group of people that are about to do the arrows on the boat, and when someone screams loose, some lady goes,
"Don't do it! Don't do it! Don't fucking do it!"
She's heard it.
No.
Or
maybe make them all shoot it at once, so nobody really knows who said it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Better chance.
Who's loose? We're all loose.
Foot loose.
What happens if
Kick
it's
off
one
your
of those,
Sunday shoes?
What happens if it's one of those shitty half-ass burning fires where then only half the body burns?
Right.
Oh yeah,
that would be a problem.
That's where the powder keg package comes into play. I mean,
Use some thermite or some.
You
You know,
pop the rest of that stuff, and the walleye population in Lake Erie is just gonna.
Well, I guess you could pay for the amount of magnesium you could put maybe around.
True.
I mean, there's ways we could do this. All right. Well, that went
I like the think tank. I really do. I think we have something here.
Instead
If the
of-
Cedar Fair wants to get a hold of us to start doing Viking funerals that start.
well, why don't we just go to like someplace that's closed, like Boblo Island, and just reinvent it?
Oh yeah, there you go.
We could use all the old shit that nobody uses
Or
anymore.
just like the boat ride at Cedar Point with all the skeletons, just set up corpses, and then you're shooting, as you go through the boat ride.
Oh, it's so realistic.
This is growing quickly. I
Maybe
think
there
prices
could be
are coming down.
There could be a Chester copper pot package.
No, you have to go to Oregon for that.
You could drop the
Yeah.
the big boulder.
Julio says Viking funeral photography. I see a new business opportunity.
I like it.
The one
I
I
have
Willie,
Viking helmets. I do for my photo booth. I have plenty of Viking helmets too.
the one I Willie package where you could actually go out in a pirate boat instead of Viking.
And then we can start using cannons.
Well,
Maybe-
Jesus,
Yes.
that appears to be what is a pirate ship.
Jesus. Then Goonies comes in and we have a theme park.
I know.
Seriously, no. Give me a Goonies themed ride where you start off by getting tormented by mafia people, and then you have a dead body fall on you and go down a water slide and a bunch of other bullshit until you're in a water park that's just fucking water slides around fucking that area
Pirate
at the
ship.
end of Goonies.
And then you escape, and then you're on a train track, and then all of a sudden it's Stand By Me, and you got to run from a train.
And
Yeah.
you got to find a dead body.
And there's another dead body.
And then somebody, I can't remember.
In the
who
park, it's called Find the Dead Body. And
Yeah.
you don't know where.
And then
No.
you have whoever that asshole was chasing them with a gun. I can't remember which actor they had doing that. But there
Green
was
looks
somebody-
frozen. He very well may have lost his battery. But I will tell you this:
He looks great.
if I was to circle the wagons back to
And
the,
then
the
Jarney
Goonies,
hits.
the Goonies thing, it's like you could also have a piece of music on that bone organ, and you could prevent the person from actually dying or being. But you don't
Yeah.
get.
And then this is sounding more and more like an escape room now.
Yeah,
A Goonies escape room.
and why
Oh
that
my
has.
God! We gotta write some stuff down, guys.
No, I've got a similar idea that I want to do in the Old West End.
Okay.
So I have friends that bought a house in the Old West End called the Lincoln Manor, right?
Oh,
And so in the Lincoln Manor, they have a great room, a ballroom, a study, a dining room, all of the stuff that you'd find in a Clue.
in the game Clue, yeah.
Correct. So what you do is for charity, obviously, you have people buy tickets to go to this thing and be in like a mystery murder train like they have in Blissfield.
Yeah.
Only it's the Clue Mansion. And you have somebody playing an actual board game of Clue somewhere in the house that dictates, like a dungeon master, where everything's going to go.
Okay. That's a
And
great idea.
You have a separate Mr. Body that is just a special guest, but it could be somebody really, really cool. Like if Jack Ford were still alive, it would be Mayor Jack Ford, or maybe Cardi Finkbeiner. Somebody that is just like ridiculous to be the person that dies, and then you have to figure out who killed them.
Local celebrity.
A local celebrity, yes. We have exhumed Charlie Umpenauer. And we're gonna bring him in here. We got Stan Staycheck out back.
Bring Jeff Heights in too.
We got Jeff Heights in. Oh my God,
80s
he's got us.
here.
Yeah,
No, what's the MASH guy? That's who we need.
Jamie Farr.
Jamie Farr's, yeah.
Oh, dude, that would be a fucking season cap.
He's like 84. He might die during one of your things.
Yeah, which would make it sweet and realistic.
I mean, you
Well,
turn off the
everybody.
light.
Not sweet as in, hey, the guy passed away. It's just that
Authentic, I think, is what you're looking for.
Oh,
true, authentic. All right,
Ooh.
let's try to grab at least one more article here. Green's battery must have went out. I can't even read what the word is. Balenciaga, whatever, unveils new Crocs collaboration featuring stiletto Crocs. Here, take a look at this. Folks, has this gone too far?
Yes.
How do you say that top word up there, Andy? What is that?
Balenciaga.
Okay.
Balenciaga.
I say it just like that all the time.
Singing
I don't have enough teeth to say it correctly.
Tahay. Tahay. It's the. I don't get the Croc thing just from a look point of view. Personally, just not a fan of what looks to be a 3D printed plastic shoe that's oversized.
Yeah, I don't look good in them. I look, clown feet all the way, so I don't do them.
I have 2 pair.
Well, you probably wear a size 10.
Yeah, wait a second.
I'm a 13 wide. So
You got 2 squatty potties and 2 pairs of Crocs?
Yeah, baby.
have
And
the squatty potty?
and a fucking bidet.
And a bidet. Now
Did you put that bidet in yourself?
I most certainly did.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is it cold? I think it would be cold.
You can get the one that I managed to get has a hot water hookup. I wanted to put the extra work in for it. I will never go back. I had to poop in my upstairs bathroom that does not have a bidet earlier, and it was hell on earth.
So Julio says the Crocs are called the Vermont Formal. Sorry.
Vermin.
They're the Vermin Supreme.
Vermin Supreme. Well, anyway, folks,
Motherfucker, I wiggle in my seat all the time.
you know what? I do have one more article. I'm so sorry. And this comes from complex.com, complex.com. $1.2 million worth of cocaine washed ashore at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. Wow. $1.2 million worth of cocaine.
Cocaine.
Now, if you think about it, gas went from $2 a gallon to $3 a gallon. Does cocaine have inflation as well, or?
I suppose it depends on how much.
I would think it would fall on somebody.
Yeah, it depends on how much you do.
Down the line,
Down the line?
Yeah. Sorry for the pun.
Oh, God, no. Welcome. Simple blasphemy.
Department of Homeland Security investigations is underway from some 65 pounds of cocaine that washed ashore at Cape Canaveral Space Station.
That's a lot of...
That's a lot of blow, man.
That's a lot of blow.
I mean, probably more action.
Florida. That's kind of normal for Florida, though, right?
More blow than the rockets that have been. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
I guess that was a challenge to get that joke.
Yep.
Oh, man. Challenge.
Very, very, very happy that we staved off such a tragedy. We have to help each other in these days, Zach Ward.
I know. $1.2 million worth of cocaine certainly could possibly go towards. I mean, they should sell it. It could go towards
schools.
Holy fuck! They built a second Cinderella's castle.
Yeah,
what do you need 2 for?
Yeah. Anyway, folks, that's pretty much our show here. We want to thank Jason for coming in.
It was awesome. Thank you for being with us.
Hey, it was fun.
Really appreciate you. We got some announcements coming up. Want to thank everybody in the chat. And once again, if you did hit that like, share, or subscribe button, you did get what, Andy?
No longer will you be burpy because of drinking seltzer water.
For 5 years.
A whole one for 5 years and not burp.
So that might be worth it. We will see you next week with the cool announcement. And Toledo Photo Guy to check out some of Jason's work if you're local here in town. Contact him for your photography needs. And you know what? We might just have to do it for Simple Blasphemy Photograph. We're well overdue for that. That's for sure.
I have been looking exceptionally awful. So, yes, let's do it.
I can pretty you up. I can use filters.
God, I hope so.
All right.
Liquefy.
We will see you guys next
That's
week.
good.
Thank you so much. Woo!
All right.
Bye.